Good morning. It is the 7th and final day of a week on the apocalypse diet, or on apocalypse food. I don't know. I still haven't decided what I'm going to call this, because considering the country's now in lockdown, it could be a week on lockdown, a week on social isolation, a week on being very, very sad and worried as to where the world is going. But as you may have seen yesterday, I've kind of run out of breakfast options. So this morning is no different. I have this. It's meatballs and pasta in tomato sauce. And yes, meatballs and pasta for breakfast. It smells lovely though. So I just bung this in the microwave. Those meatballs taste exactly like the sort of meatballs you would get from a can. And that's not a bad thing, because those kind of meatballs are good. Try a bit of pasta. Ow! Bloody hot. That's really nice. I would gladly eat this. I mean, I am gladly eating this. So, yes. Today's the last day of this week on. However, it is very clearly going to continue for some time. Marvellous. A bit more Resident Evil. Got Basil to help me out when things get tough. He doesn't like Mr. X either. Kind of spent the morning not doing all that much, to be honest. What is there to do during a lockdown? You're told not to go anywhere, although looking at the news people are. And I mean, everything's shut anyway. What am I going to do? Go and hang around at the supermarket and cry about toilet roll? Oh God, I don't know. It's time for lunch. And my lunch is Asian inspired today. Do you know how I know that? Because it literally says on pot. Cantonese hoisin duck, delicious egg noodles, and a rich hoisin duck flavour sauce. See, there's not actually any duck in there, it's just duck flavour. And there appears to be a leek there, and some carrots, and fun times to be had. Asian-inspired Cantonese hoisin duck, a flavour sensation. I'm happy that I'm going to be sensationalised. Again, February 2021. And yeah, a lot of salt in there, bit of sugar, 300 calories. Superb. Right. Kind of looking forward to this. Like duck. Will I like this? Ooh, it kind of looks like dried hay. Fun. Also, this one has a fill line. We like fill lines. Unlike the man, Phil Lines, we hate him. He's a prick. There you go. The usual. Don't know what you would have expected. Right, this better taste ducky. There is a slight duckiness to it. Noodles are a good texture. Oh, it's spicy. It's a lot spicier than I thought it was going to be. Why are these things so spicy? Again, let's just draw attention to the fact that it says mild. I don't know why these things bother putting veg in. I mean, look at those little tiny orange specks. It's supposed to be carrot. This is so freaking spicy. Oh my God, it's quite bitter. Not a fan of this one at all. I mean, there's, yeah, the duckiness out of 10. Maybe a 1.5. The bitterness is like a 7. And the heat is like an 8. Yeah. Ugh. Has that been there the whole time?
Hey, Basil. You're going to be very happy to hear, Basil. Or maybe you just don't care.
Then I've finished. Resident Evil is done. Yeah. And now it's time for some dinner. I need to unwind after having played a game about a viral outbreak taking over the world during this time. For my final meal, I'm going to end where it all began, with some extreme food, and to be specific, a pasta bolognese. So these things have been kind of hit and miss. They're not as good as those other ones, but they're a nice, what is there in there? 500 calories to be exact, not one more or one less in there. And what are the ingredients of this? Pasta, unsurprisingly, beef, minced tomato puree, kibbled onion. Sounds like something Basil would eat. Palm oil, olive oil, lots of oil. Yeah, so where's the fill line on this one? Fill it up to the 250 ml mark. Not much goes into this one. I'm not sure how this one's going to go, but hopefully we can end on a high. Well, it smells okay. It smells okay, but you know, not very traditional spaghetti bolognese, is it? Because there's no spaghetti in there. But I do suppose, to be fair, it does say pasta bolognese, so you know, can't get us on that technicality. 250 is the fill line, which is there. A little bit more. Superb. Right, get it sealed up. Give it 8 minutes. Well, there it is. Don't expect you thought you'd see anything different. Quite frankly, I'd be surprised if you did. But there we go. That is pasta bolognese. Let's try it. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. So the cottage pie I had at the start of this interesting week on had really crispy, crunchy little bits of veggies, and this does too. Kind of like bite down on little tiny pieces of glass or sand. It's a bit weird. This is salty. This is nowhere near as good as that other brand, but it's still it's okay. This is a lot wetter than the cottage pie. It's okay. Yeah, it's salty, but the pasta's nice, good texture. Not particularly meaty flavour, but it'll do. This one will do. It's better than the cottage pie. So that's it. The last meal. Felt pretty shitty today, pretty down. I wonder if that's just because I've had this crap. I need something fresh. Like, we're not in the apocalypse. There is food available. As difficult it can be at times to get hold of it would seem. At least that's what the media will have you believe. But I would imagine by the time you're seeing this, the country is actually in lockdown, where we are forced to only leave our houses for food and medicine, which is a scary thought. So hopefully we will be able to get fresh food. How on earth have you gotten yourself in this position? What's the matter? Been very needy today, haven't you? Yeah. This is basically the position he's in when I'm sat next to him. It's like, why? Look at that arse. It's massive. Look at it. Whoa. Blimey. Okay then. That was the final day of a week on the apocalypse diet, and when I first planned this week on, I thought, you know what, this will be funny. The world is facing this virus which will go away. It'll be fine, it'll go away. But it's not gone away. Even as I started this week, I thought, it'll be fine, it's gonna go away. And yeah, by the time you're watching this, you'll know further whether it's not gone away, or whether at least it started to show some signs of levelling off. So, I'm jealous of you, future people, knowing what's going on in the world. Clearly people outside aren't on lockdown, but today's food has been overall crap, which I think has affected my mood. I'm really looking forward to eating something fresh again tomorrow. Grace had some veggies today, and she made enough so that I can have some tomorrow as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, there's not much else to say. Looking forward to not rehydrating or microwaving my meals. But I guess there's only one more thing to do, isn't there, before I end this week on with the conclusion. And that's, well, I'm going to go to sleep. And then I'm going to wake up tomorrow and hop on the scales and see what the damage is. Because I can pretty much guarantee I ain't lost weight this week. Well, was 13.4.2. Let's see the damage a week on apocalypse food has done. Wow, okay. Didn't expect that. Expected the other way. I'll take it. Wow, someone doesn't mind this lockdown malarkey, do they? So majestic. Such a little shit. So there we go. That was a week on apocalypse food. And when I first ordered my supplies for this week, I kind of thought, you know what, this will be interesting. There's this thing that's happened. It got scary for a short amount of time, but then it got better. Little did I know when I ordered this stuff that, like, less than 2 weeks later, we would basically be on lockdown. God knows what's happened in the time since I've edited and released this video. You will obviously know a lot more than me, and you will angrily be saying in the comments that I'm wrong, despite this being currently in the past. But you know what? I've got a cup of tea. That's a good cup of tea. So yes, the food this week, I wanted to do something light-hearted. Oh, haha, you know, look at all this crap food that I'm adding nothing but water to. I can't add anything else. Can't be canned. Has to be cupboard food. You don't need to refrigerate it, and it has to have a long shelf life, which, yeah, generally everything had like a year. Nothing's been in the fridge. Not added a single ingredient other than water. And some food's better than others. Some food is delicious. Some food is pretty awful. And a lot of it, you know, if it ever came to it, we'd do alright. We wouldn't go hungry. We'd get the nourishment, the vitamins that we need to function. We might not be happy with it, but we'd survive. But this week has developed and turned into something that none of us could have ever thought. It's astonishing how quickly things are changing. It's astonishing. Like today, the country could be on full lockdown. It could, because people have just been swanning off to beaches and cafes and pubs. It doesn't count if you're sitting outside, for God's sake. But I don't want to bring things down too much. Next time on this channel, a lot more hijinks. This started that way. It's not ending that way. But £2, I'm surprised, considering the amount of salt that I've eaten this week. I'm surprised my body hasn't held on to all moisture that I've given it. But I suppose the actual amounts of food has been small, even though I've been getting the calories up. There's some science available somewhere. Trucks going past, hopefully delivering some supplies, not social distancing. Anyway, that was the week. That was an interesting week. If you've made it this far, thank you very much
for sticking by. I promise comedy is next. I've tried to be as upbeat as possible this week. It's a strange thing to acclimatise to. Social distancing, not going outside unless you have to go to a supermarket or a pharmacy where social distancing is non-existent because of the way people are being. Other countries you see people with like 2 metre gaps between each other. Here it's like, no, I want to press my face up against strangers. Spit in my eyes. Lovely. But thank you very much for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel please. I got more stuff coming and we've got lots of time to enjoy it over the coming weeks, I'm sure. Support the show on Patreon if you can, for as little as $1. If everyone watching this now pledged $1 for 1 month, it would keep the channel going for the rest of the year. Absolutely no problem. So do please consider, if you can, supporting the show. All the links are below. Or just follow me on social media. That helps too because it strokes my ego. And we all need a little stroking from time to time. So thank you very much for tuning in. It's been interesting, it's been fun. I've had some good food, I've had some bad food, and now I'm off to go and have my cup of tea and like an apple or something. And who'd have thought someone could get excited from an apple?